Hey guys, welcome to the losers match of the Lost Saga MSL Group H, and this match between C, which is kind of a surprise in my opinion, and he's going to be going up against Forgg. C starting in the upper left-hand corner as the blue Terran, bottom right-hand corner. We have Never, aka Forgg, as the red Terran, and we've added some people on. So we have Moletrap. It just seems like the more we go, the more people we get. We have Moletrap. We also have another friend, Telharmonium, who's just going to be listening in, maybe chime in here or there, and of course Psionic, continuing with the duels. So I'm surprised to see, in particular, these two. I expected Stork to get out, but I thought that Gogo would probably lose to C. But yeah, here we are in the losers match. One of these guys going to get eliminated.
Yeah, I'm really not sure who it's going to be either. I mean, both these players, I'd put them at pretty much the same level. Forgg obviously has done a little bit better in this. Hold on a second. Sorry, my cat keeps jumping up here on the counter, trying to get at the food that's on the counter. I keep having to knock the stupid thing off. What was that, Psionic?
Does she have bells on? I thought I heard bells.
Yeah, you heard the bells
Okay.
that help us know where the hell she is when we're trying to chase her down to throw her in the garage. Anyway, getting back to StarCraft. Yes, both these players doing pretty well. Forgg obviously has done a lot better in actual Star Leagues, though, whereas C seems to not actually do well in Star Leagues. That was a pretty good picture you got there. Nice. Or she. Anyway, so I'm going to favor Forgg a little bit just because C has been known to choke. He usually chokes in like the round of 16, but he can choke now too. It's really quite possible. He did it in the last season of Star Leagues as well. So I'm going to give Forgg a slight bit of an edge here, but it could go either way. C is capable of some very, very strong play when he wants to. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to progress.
You know, Moletrap, I am of the same feeling. C, when he's on his game, he is on fire, and he just appears untouchable. But there's just sometimes, like in leagues or even in the pro league, where crucial games he just chokes up, and he just is not confident in his gameplay. He just gets torn apart. Now, Forgg, his TVT, I feel, is almost S-class. We saw him just dismantle Flash last season, just totally knock him out, and then go on to also beat, after that, Jaedong, right?
Everyone else.
Took out Jaedong.
Yeah, and then took out Jaedong. So his TVT, I'm going to have to say Forgg's TVT, in comparison to C, I don't see him losing this matchup, to be completely honest. I think he has this game in the bag. I don't think C is really going to have the abilities, the macro, to be able to keep up with Forgg, unless Forgg makes a critical error here.
Looks like both players going for pretty standard fast expansion builds. I really, oh no, maybe a second gas on there. It looks like the Marine trying to kill that SCV out. Just it looks like 3 SCVs still on gasser for C. He might switch it once that SCV scout gets kicked out. Still has that SCV scout inside the base. That Marine's just jogging. Man, they're fat and lazy. It's kind of like hurry up, hurry up. Getting to the corner. Looks like that SCV Forgg is going to pull out, and I think that SCV is in that position to take a command center for C as well. Marine bugging out right there, running back and forth. But the interesting thing I would say about this map, we've seen a lot of players, I would say, go into 6 factory, both getting their command centers down almost simultaneously. We see a lot of switches into 5 factories or 6 factories. I think micro into the mid game is absolutely huge, because after your second expansion, that third base is very difficult to take and very difficult to hold. So I think taking a lot of troops into the mid game and being able to hold a lot of the troops in the mid game is absolutely critical. Looks like a Vulture out instead of a Marine a little bit earlier for Forgg rather than C. Still just that single SCV on gas, interestingly enough. But yeah, it's odd, Carthage, and I feel like that's kind of the theme of a lot of these maps, is mid-game control.
Map positioning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, before I forget to mention it, or before the action gets too heavy, I'm actually sitting in my living room right now, and my roommates are not here, but they could come home at any moment. So if I suddenly stop talking, it's because I don't want to offend them by screaming at my computer while they just come home and are probably going to go to sleep. So anyways, a factory going on a little bit later for C here, the second factory that is. Looks like he's going to have his command center up in just a moment here. Also, I think I'm like a second behind you guys, so I'm sorry if I'm saying things and it's a little bit delayed as well. but I'm seeing things a little bit later. So just some SCVs being Maynarded over. It's just looking to be pretty okay. Here's something we may be seeing a little bit of a deviation. We've got an armory going down here, along with that second factory. I'm curious to see if C has anything in store by keeping those SCVs on gas a little bit longer there. I normally would have expected a starport or something like that. I'm not sure if he's going to go for any kind of a crazy build, but he's going to be just going up against mass factories from Forgg, it looks like. So really could go either way here. Barracks going in is going to spot whatever C ends up doing, but it looks like he's not really doing anything right now, just getting that armory going.
Yeah, Forgg, because he kept his SCVs on minerals and so few SCVs on gas, you can see he has the 3 factories. It looks like he's just pumping pure vulture here. I haven't seen a single siege tank come out from Forgg. He might just try to overwhelm C with just mass spider mines before Comsat gets into play, before Goliaths get pumped out, and just overwhelm C's defenses with just mass vulture spider mine and just try to just take him out that way. I'm just seeing a ton of vultures, and they're actually moving across the middle of the map. And another factory going down. Looks like Forgg is pretty much doing an all-in with this kind of a build here, but not getting any sort of tech, no siege tanks. He's just going in with a ton of vultures, and I don't think C's going to be prepared for this. He does, I mean, in troop count, he does not have enough. He has higher tech, but this is going to be close.
Whew, yeah, Vulture's running in now. Tanks, very nice positioning. It looks like you've got that supply depot alongside C, engaging them forward. It looks like actually C's going to take the advantage. She's going to start pressing forward, make sure they're come back, and allow the reinforcements to come back alongside to defend. Forgg completely backing off that attack, seeing basically a lot of Goliaths, more Goliaths to come, and tanks. Let's see if he can get some mines to establish a degree of position. C's going to be up, though, on the weapons upgrade. He got that armory significantly sooner than Forgg. Forgg still doesn't have an armory down, so if it comes into the mid-late game, he's definitely going to have an advantage as far as that weapons 1 upgrade, which I think might have been his weakness in game 1. There was just a period of time where he didn't have that weapons upgrade. I would definitely say in other TVT matches, which I've done a lot of to much complaint, saw a lot of that. But I think what Forgg is up to right now, I'm not sure if he's necessarily going all in. I think he's going to try to establish a position. Can't talk all of a sudden. Establish a position as best he can. Lay a bunch of mines, get a lot of troops out, and then just, yeah, keep a spot on that expansion right there at the mid 12 o'clock. Make sure other SCVs don't wander out to that upper right, but C right on top of it, clearing those mines before they're even laid. And honestly, these vultures not being very effective thus far, just kind of laying mines out in the field, not able to get a flank going on. And I wouldn't say they're being a very good investment, not paying off. That armory just finishing now for Forgg, and yeah, he's got a lot of factories up, but not a lot of tanks, just higher tier units here for C and Goliaths and tanks, and he's just kind of rolling forward. And I think that might give him a positional advantage here. He's going to be able to establish a position despite the fact that Forgg has higher production.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious, and obviously he knows a little bit better than me, but I'm curious why Forgg didn't run in with those vultures when he had that advantage. I mean, C had, maybe didn't have mines upgraded yet or something, but C didn't have that many units on the ground. He had like 3 tanks and 2 Goliaths, and he could have easily surrounded that with a dozen vultures, or at least run past and killed a bunch of SCVs and probably run out again or something like that. Maybe he was just waiting for the upgrades, I guess, before he made his move. But now, I mean, Forgg has all vultures, and C has gas units on the ground, and he probably has upgrades going as well. So it looks like C is going to have a real big advantage. He is... Oh, well, actually, never mind. Forgg coming out with tanks and Goliaths as well, and he's going to have a lot more vultures to support that, though. So I actually I'm going to change my mind on the spot here, give the advantage to Forgg. If he can get siege mode up, especially, then he's definitely going to be in a strong position, taking another base as well. So he may even just use his vultures for map control and just try and take an economic advantage in the long term as well. And there's something going at the machine shop, probably siege mode, I would guess. And once he gets that siege mode, he's going to be in a really, really good position to just start pushing on C pretty well.
You know, I think C is being a little bit too risky, moving his entire army into the center. Yes, he wants map control. Yes, he wants that high ground, but he needs to make sure he leaves a couple units behind to help block off his main base so those vultures just don't come in all of a sudden and run into his main base and kill all those SCVs in there. He's got to be careful, and he did move some forces back, and you can see those vultures kind of just testing the waters there, and C securing a third expansion himself. So both players just content to macro up a little bit, and really when it starts getting into these entrenched battles, it's pretty much whoever can get the starport up and the dropships first and do an effective drop is usually the one who can break things like that.